Hello everyone. In today's video, we'll be conducting a World Series based on a recently completed sim auction involving the players from the 1989 Blue Jays, the 1999 Astros, 2004 Cardinals, 2008 Brewers, and 2010 Phillies. Now, these teams were selected because they represent the best seasons in the careers of Hall of Famers Fred McGriff, Billy Wagner, Scott Rowland, CC Sabathia, and Roy Halladay. Now, to get more details on these historical teams, please take a look at my auction video where I talk a little bit more in depth about those particular teams. Now, as a reminder, in most sim auctions, what we do is we take the players from 5 great historical teams or teams with significant individual performances. We make all those players free agents, and then from that player pool, we create 5 brand new teams via an auction. Now, we have access to every team in baseball history. More recently, we've kind of stuck to a theme of trying to celebrate the best seasons of Hall of Famers, and I probably continue that theme for a while now. What I might do in the future, though, is mix it up a little bit, and we've sort of kept it to players from the same era recently. But I think for the next sim auction, we'll sort of just kind of open it up to diverse eras to get a different mix of teams. So in our version of the sim auction World Series, which we'll play today, we simulate entire seasons using the APBA computer game. Now, each season counts as one game, and the team that wins 4 seasons wins the sim auction World Series. So before we actually dive into the simulations, let's just take a look at the teams that resulted from the recently completed auction. I think maybe, Jason, we will start with your team. Let's pull it up, and we'll just take a look at it and go team by team. Let's see. All right, there is your team, Jason. So what do you think? What are your thoughts from starting with hitting?
I feel really good about the top of my lineup.
Yeah,
Um, it's a little bit right hand heavy, so it'll be interesting to see how they do versus right hand pitching.
good
Um,
point.
there's there's some, I mean, even Roland, who was an amazing hitter, had a had
Platoon of
a
4.
bit of a split between lefties and righties.
Yeah,
Very weak with my platoons in the 8 and 9 holes. So
yeah,
Francona and um, Francona and Canal and Molina and Borders, and so we're gonna have to generate a lot of runs in the top half of our lineup, and then I have 3 solid pitchers and a innings eater with Bush. So, and then
yeah,
my bullpen is I'm gonna need my manager to be very selective in how he uses my decent closers because there's just not a lot of innings there between Reyes and Gallardo.
yeah. That's a good point. Um, yeah, I mean, you got those 3 top starters. Obviously, you spent a lot of money there, but then what that created a little bit of an issue for you in trying to get like a solid large inning reliever because you got Reyes, but he's only 12 innings.
Right,
Uh, DeFelice, 19 innings. It's going to be the relief is going to be rough. It could end up being your Achilles heel. Yeah.
right.
So you got to get a lot of length from your top 3 guys. So we'll see how it works out. Um, all right, good assessment. And Hampton, at 48, I thought was a little high, but again, he's definitely one of the top pitchers in the auction. Um, Everything else looks pretty much in line, but your point about the platoon factor on Roland is pretty significant. So good catch on that. All right, let's see. Teddy, what about your team?
Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I ended up the weakest spot offensively is first base. Because Denson's gonna end up having to play most of the games at first base. And maybe in general a little bit more depth would have been good. But I don't know. The big strength is going to be the big three starting pitchers. So hopefully that wins a lot of games by itself, I guess. And it's a decent bullpen, not terrible, not
Yeah.
not
No,
great.
no, I agree. You need to get a lot out of Halliday, Sabathia, and Lima. Absolutely. But you do have a strong closer with a lot of innings. 89 innings out of a closer is obviously pretty darn good.
Yeah,
So if Henke can save a lot of games for you, you're going to be in decent shape. Um, it thins out a little bit after Henke in terms of grade, but definitely if you can get a lot out of him, you're gonna be in pretty good shape. Uh,
yeah. I feel like my offense is gonna have a hard time competing with like Michaels, but we'll see.
yeah, no, I think you make a valid point there. I also think the other thing that will hurt you a little bit is it does get thin after your top three. So right now you have McClung as your fourth, and then when he taps out, then the sim manager will have to use Kendrick as well.
Hmm.
So that's why you need to get a lot out of those top three, because the moment those top three, when you move away from them, you got McClung and you got Kendrick, which are not great. So, all right, good deal there. Let's see, over to Michael.
All right. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Well, I like the offense. I wish I could have got a better shortstop. I really wanted to get. I mean, I had Tony Fernandez marked, and just kind of, at that point where we were bidding on him, my pitching was so weak that I didn't want to spend too much because I wanted to have some left for pitching.
Yeah,
So, you know, Bagwell. Yeah, I really like drafting guys that have, a lot of plate appearances, so I don't need to draft anybody else.
correct.
I, I would have rather had BGO, but $26 versus at least 20. I mean,
Well,
yeah,
you save
uh,
six. Yeah,
yeah. Edmonds, I like. I mean, I tried to get guys with good defense too. If everything else was equal, then get good defensive players.
yeah,
Um, I think Walker was a fair price, not great, not bad. Worth was, about what he went for. I mean, I think all those offensive guys are. I feel like they went for about what they're worth.
yeah.
Um,
I agree. I don't think there's like a severe overpay there.
yeah. I
So
mean, there weren't a lot of good catchers in this auction. I mean, Ruiz was the best. So I mean, Kendall and Schneider are okay, for this auction.
yeah,
Third base platoon is okay. It's just slightly above average, maybe with Johnson and who did I am using the third besides Johnson?
this
Council.
is,
I mean,
yeah,
Council's not really that
Council.
good, but he's got a good
Yeah,
on base. So I think I
yeah,
put him in the 9 hole just so he could get on base, for Bagwell. I did
makes
leave
sense.
Bagwell off because, with that kind of on base percentage and Bagwell's crazy walks, I mean, he also ends up having like 30 steals, I think, that year. So,
Yeah,
but he's my best on base guy. So,
yeah, and I and
um,
I've done that. I've done that myself in several teams. I've taken the top guy. I mean, I did it with Todd Helton a couple of
mhm.
auctions ago. I batted him leadoff. That way you can get an extra 40 or 50 at bats out of him.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Pitching, it's got Big Dave Steve, who, he's gonna need 20 wins from him probably each season. Flanagan and Key, they're okay. They're not great, but with this offense, you probably get away with those two guys.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll win more than they lose. Maybe they'll win 15 each. So that'd be great. Um, Woody Williams, again, another guy that's okay, not great, you know. And then Manny Parra, same thing. A little bit more worse than Parra, but I was able to get some good late round bargains with relief pitchers. So I think that's really going to help the relief pitching.
Yeah. Agreed. And I have to say, Michael, you didn't panic, because remember we were probably a good, I don't
Yeah,
know, almost halfway through the auction, and you didn't have any innings. And you didn't panic. You made it work. You put it together. And I was talking to Derek the other day, and I I thought maybe a couple of the keys to your auction are actually Key at $4 and Flanagan at 7,
sure. Yep.
because they're not bad. A 7Z is a decent pitcher, especially in this auction.
Hmm.
And you were able to scoop him up for 7 and for 4. And then you had saved your money nicely towards the end, and you were able to scoop up all these good relievers. So you played it nicely there. Yeah. So good job there. We'll see if that carries you to victory.
All right, thank you.
Yep. All right, let's see. Brings us over to Derek.
All right, so yeah, offensively, I think I did decent, at least the first 4 or 5 picks there. Doing a similar thing leading off with Albert Pujols there. Maximize his plate appearances. Prince Fielder, I kind of realized after the fact that versus lefties is going to be a problem, so I had to drop him down in the order.
Yeah.
And I think I've got him hitting third or cleanup versus righties, but and catching wise, I think I'm okay with Witt. And I found out that Melvin is like a 300 hitter versus lefties, so he'll get his at bats there. Even though his overall OPS was below 600.
Yeah.
I
like Gruber at 14.
Gruber, I was happy with there. Victorino. Yeah, so I'm okay. I'm okay with the offense there. Yeah, I got Tony Fernandez at 10. Defensively, excellent. Not his best year offensively, but he does a little bit of everything. So
yeah,
got some decent speed with Victorino and Fernandez and a couple other guys there. But yeah, we'll see how that plays out. And then pitching wise, I think I did okay here. The thing I was discussing with Andy is I felt like I was doing okay up until I spent 20 on Marquee. And if I had not bid on Marquee and maybe saved that money, I might have been able to get a couple of guys a little bit cheaper later on that would have been maybe not a grade 10, but like a grade 8, grade 7.
Kind of like Jimmy Key.
Yeah, Jimmy Key, Ellerton. There were a couple guys I was targeting, and then I was like, oh, why did I just spend 20 here? And then I was in a position where, again, my max bid was like $4 or something, so I was kind of stuck at that point. So
yeah, it's a really good point, Derek, because you think about it. Let's just say hypothetically you get Key, and maybe not for 4 because Michael still had money, but you would have had that Marquee money to play with.
Yep.
So maybe Key goes up, let's just say double him to 8. That still leaves you with 12 to then get a complimentary reliever for Isringhausen.
Yeah, the bridge to Isringhausen is kind of rough.
Is rough, so. Yeah, exactly. So you got to hope that Isringhausen is maxed out. But if you would have had a nice compliment to him, I think it would have been nice. Yeah.
Yep.
So really good assessment on your part there. All right, cool. Let me go over Steve's team, since he's not here with us right now. So I think the concern that I have is just the 34 from McGriff on the face of it is not a horrible price. The only thing is, it goes to that platoon factor again. So he's going to be impacted with those lefties for sure. And then the other thing that we discussed during the auction is Steve tried sort of like a shock approach with Howard by opening him up at 29, but then it stagnated. It didn't go anywhere. He got him for 29. So in theory, that has worked before, where you basically throw a number out there and then somebody panics and bids higher. In this case, it didn't work, and Steve got him for 29 when maybe he could have had him for 26 or 25 or 24. We'll never know. So that strategy can work, but it can also backfire a little bit too. But I mean, besides that, he's a good hitter. So he's got some good hitting there. Braun, Bell, Hard. He's got some solid hitters there. I think where there's going to be an issue is going to be with the pitching, because after Cole Hamels, the starting pitching gets a little thin. He did not put Ellerton in his starting rotation, even though he'll probably be used by the micromanager to some extent in that capacity. But really, if you look at it, it's Hamels, Suppan, Stottlemyre, and then it gets ugly. Moyer and Blanton. So he does have really good relief. He's gonna have to hope that the micromanager uses the relief properly. But the problem, and Derek and I have talked about this before too, if you have a lot of relief, sometimes the micromanager struggles to get up to get everybody usage. And then the other part, even if you have good relief, if your starting guys are bad, by the time the relief gets in there, the game might already be over. So it's tricky. The starting pitcher can hurt you big time. All right. Well, enough analysis. Let's get into the simulations and see what we come out of with all these teams that were put together. All right, let me minimize this. And let's bring back our league manager. Here we go. Again, just confirming everybody can see the league manager.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, here we go, gentlemen. Let's just double check, make sure we're starting out 0-0 here. And I don't have anything from my own sims here. Here we go, 0-0. All right, season 1 on its way. All right, hard to tell by looking at the box score, so let's just take a
I'm
look at
doing
how we're
terrible.
Let's see. All right, early going. Derek is off to a lead over Steve and Jason. Michael not too far behind. You're right, Teddy, you're a little bit behind, but still plenty to go. 18 games in, or rather 21 games. All right, let's take another look. Jason jumps into the lead now. Michael 2 out. Steve 3, Derek 3.5. But this might not be Teddy's season though. 10-29, Teddy. What's going on?
I don't know.
All right.
Pretty brutal.
Yeah. Let's see if I can catch up to these box scores. I think I might just keep it in the standings because it's just hard to keep track with the box scores. There we go. All right, let's take a look at things. Steve now in the lead. We've had like a few different teams in the lead, tied with Michael actually. Derek 5.5, Jason 6.5. Teddy, you bit into it a little bit. Only 13 out. Let's just keep it right here. Steve with a 1-game lead over Michael, 7.5 over Derek. Jason and Teddy a little bit farther back. Michael jumps into the lead now over Steve by a game.
Wow.
Derek's still within striking distance though. Jason 11 out. Teddy falling behind. Steve jumps back in the lead now over Michael. It's a back and forth 2-game lead. Derek 7.5 out. Steve tied with Michael now with a magic number of 35. This could be interesting, gentlemen. Derek 9.5 out. Uh-oh, Michael jumps with a three-game lead, 19 magic. 2.5-game lead, 11 magic number, Michael. Tied with a magic number of 6. Ooh, Steve wins by 1 game. But wait a minute. Let's see if there's any rainouts. Hold on a minute. No siree.
Oh, God.
Wow. Steve wins by 1 game. That was exciting. There was like a back and forth there at the end there between both of you guys.
Yeah, that 1-run record was horrible. 19 and 21.
Yeah. And Steve was the total opposite. That was the deciding factor.
Yeah.
And even extra innings, he was 13-5.
I wonder how his pitching held on that one.
Yeah. Wow.
I thought he was going to fade.
Yeah, well, he does have that strong relief, so that must have played a big factor in it. We're going to look at the stats for this season in a second, but let me just tabulate this. So let's see, Derek, you ended up at 500. Good. Jason 70 and 90, and then Teddy 69 and 91. I'm curious to see what McClung and Kendrick did for you, Teddy. We'll look at that in a minute. All right, let me just jot this down so I don't forget. All right, so let's see. Michael is at 90.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily feel like I drafted any worse than the last draft I did, but last time I did pretty well, and this time it looks like it's pretty
Well,
bad.
it's only one season. And then remember what I mentioned in one of the emails to you too. I think it'd be a good idea for the next one, Teddy. Just try to get at least one of those multi-positional below 600 OPS guys that could fill in different spots for you. All right, so let's see. Michael at 90, Steve at 91, Teddy at 69, Derek at 80, and Jason at 70. All right. So let me go into that other module and save the stats so I don't forget that. And then after I save it, I'll pull up that module and we can look at the stats as well. So, all right, let me jump into that other module. Got that saved. Let me now share this screen so I can show you guys the stats for this first season. All right. Just confirm you. Can you see the yellow screen?
Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect. All right, so these are the pitchers. Let's just do let's just sort these guys by let's sort these guys by innings pitched. All right. Not too surprising there. I mean, those top guys in innings pitched would pitch very well. Actually, Halladay is a surprise. Look at that ERA in Halladay. So I think we have the answer, Teddy. I don't know what happened there.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. That I would bet is an aberration, which will happen in these simulations. But you'll see the other ones. I don't think you're going to see that. But that explains why your team didn't do so well. Even Lima didn't pitch well either. That's surprising. So if two of your three top guys don't pitch well, it's going to be tough.
I wonder if my defense really bad.
I'm glad you brought that up because yeah, in the sims I've been doing, the test sims I've been doing, you've been ending last in defense. So that definitely is going to be a contributing factor. And I'll show you that in a second. Not bad for Mark either, Derek. 4.04 ERA.
Yeah, so what I'm looking at, with my starters, pretty decent, with the exception of Matt Morris, which that was an off year for him. So
yeah, exactly. Which you kind of knew. Let's take a look at some of those less desirable pitchers. Joe Blanton, 5.23 ERA. Bush, 5.52 ERA.
Jeez, Williams and Paro are horrible.
Yeah, exactly.
They pitched a lot of innings for whatever reason too.
Yeah. Kendrick, 5.48 Teddy ERA. McClung actually better than I thought. 4.24 ERA, which that's surprising. All right, so that covers the pitching side of things. And again, all this will be compiled in an Excel, so you can definitely dive into it once I put all the seasons in it.
you see 19 wins and a 3.20 ERA for Jimmy Key. So
there you go. Yep, that's huge for $4.
I wouldn't have let you get him anyway. To be honest, I didn't have any other choice at that point.
No, I hear you, but
You would've got relief
I didn't have
pitching
I didn't have the funds to bid you up on him, but
Yeah.
And it wasn't it definitely was not one of his better seasons, but
yeah.
Can we see how many innings the relievers pitched?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Parra and Williams were just horrible, and they weren't rated that bad, I don't think. 6.11 is pretty bad. I would expect that out of like a 4-rated starter.
Yeah. Yeah, there's going to be some aberrations in some of these sims, but in the long run, it's accurate. Tavares pitched well. Klein pitched well. What did Wagner do? Oh, there it is. Yeah, Wagner pitched like Wagner, 1.53 ERA. Yeah. All right, let's take a look at the qualitative hitting. Let's sort these guys by OPS. Let's see. The top dog is, wow, 1133 OPS from Pujols. Nice. Better than real life, actually. Bagwell 1060, Edmonds 1001, so no surprises there. Walker, very nice. Not much of a platoon impact in this particular season from McGriff. Not bad, 913.
Jason Worth pooped his pants.
Where's Worth? Oh,
Way down at the bottom.
You're right. Yeah, Worth did not have a good one. Yep. I don't see any other big surprises there. Let me see. Yeah, Worth is probably the biggest disappointment there.
Ooh, Utley didn't do very good either. He's sneaking at the bottom there.
Yeah, 728.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that covers the qualitative stuff. Let's take a look at the quantitative. Let's sort these guys by homers, and we can also take a look at stolen bases, home runs. Holy moly, look at Pujols. 661 home runs. Wow. Bagwell, 54. Edmonds, Braun. Very nice, some very nice offensive years here.
Victorino, 28 homers.
28 homers and 30. Yeah.
I'll take
To
it.
go along with 33 stolen bases and
Wow.
only 6 caught stealing. Yeah. Nice.
What was he? 15, 14 bucks, 15 bucks, something?
Yeah.
Pretty decent
Good
bargain
deal.
there.
Absolutely. Let's see if there's any other stolen base surprises. Tony Womack, that's nice. 46 and 7. I'm curious to see what your pinch runner did, Derek. Let me sort this. Bourne.
Oh, that's right. Kind of forgot that I even had him. Yeah.
Yeah.
My
actually,
Herb Washington.
Yeah, and he did more than pinch run, by the way. The sim manager and the Sims played him more than normal. So, but it was worth it for you. Let me see. Stolen base.
I definitely, my outfield was kind of on the weak side, so I expected him to get in there a bit.
Yeah. Let's see. Stolen bases. Not bad. 17 and 3. It's 85% ratio. He was in there 211 at bats.
Yeah, it's a little more than I wanted.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like the guys I had out there, like Derek Bell, Hidalgo, they didn't have that many at bats, and it wasn't one of their better seasons. So
exactly. All right, that covers our quantity stuff. And then this last page, I always like to look at this. This is very instructive. So let's see. So Steve ended up with and I wish the OPS. I in the Excel spreadsheet I do show you OPS, but I added myself. I wish that this had it and it doesn't. But let's see. OPS. Steve had a 754 OPS. Michael, you were at 770. So you did beat him in OPS, but Steve, here's the difference right here. Steve was first in ERA. 368 to your 391.
Yeah, he must have got some lucky years out of his lower rated guys.
Or he, the relievers, the relievers made a big difference for him. And Wagner probably, came in there and saved the games. Because he did have the most saves out of anybody, 48 saves. And then Teddy, here's the thing with the errors. So you were next to last in the errors, so that definitely has an impact. Surprisingly, Steve was last here, but in some of the other sims he was not. In more times than not, I ended up seeing your team last in defense and errors.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think I said this in one of the other simulations. Generally in APBA, the defense is not going to be the difference maker, but when the teams are close together in talent, it will make a difference. It could be the deciding factor. When everybody drafts in a good way, solid teams, not perfect teams, then difference can be the tipping point in one direction or the other. All right, let's cover season 1. Let's get over to season 2. Let me get out of this module. And let me make sure I'm sharing the other screen again. There we go. All right, let me wipe out these stats and we will get started with season 2. All right, so right now it's paused. So right now, early going, we have Teddy in the lead after 32 games. Half game lead over Jason, 1 over Steve.
Basically a 5-way tie.
Pretty much. Everybody's in it right now after 32 games. Yep. All right. Let's see. Let's get things rolling again. Here we go. All right, let's take another look. Derek jumps into the lead now. Jason second, still pretty much a 5-way tie. Anybody's sim right now. We are at the 50-game mark. All right, we are approaching the All-Star break. Here we go, past the All-Star break. Let's take a look. Derek still holding on, but opening it up now to 6.5 over Michael, 8 over Steve, 8 over Teddy, and 10 over Jason.
Steve won the first season, right?
Correct, yep. All right, let's take a look. Derek, 5-game lead. I think we're just going to keep it right here. 5-game lead over Michael, 8 over Teddy. Steve and Jason a little bit farther back. 7-game lead, Derek. After 119 games over Teddy. Michael, 10 back. 8-game lead, we see a magic number now, 21. 6-game lead with 16 now. Michael making a run. 6.5. Derek, magic number of 10. 4-game lead, magic number of 5. You nailed it. Good job, Derek. Let's see if there's any rainouts. No rainouts. So the final tally for season number 2. Derek, 4-game victory. Michael, twice finishing second place. You made it close again. Teddy comes in third. Teddy, that's a little bit more like it. Jason comes in fourth, and then Steve, who actually won last season, actually comes in last in this one, which I'm not surprised that can happen because, again, he's got that starting pitching that's a little bit shaky. So if he doesn't get the right results there with the starting pitching, this is what could happen. So, all right, let me tally this so I don't forget. All right, Derek, 88 victories, takes season 2. Michael at 84. Teddy at 79. Jason at 75. And Steve at 74.
I feel like
All
that's
right.
one of the closest ones we've seen from between first place and fifth place.
Yes.
Pretty small gap. Everybody was, even like you said, I opened up a 6-game lead or an 8-game lead at some point, but everybody
Yeah.
was in this, it looks like. So
Yeah. That's a really good call, because generally there's one or two teams that just completely, wipe out, and that didn't happen in this season. Good call out. All right, I got this saved. Let me go into the StatMaster program so I can save the stats, and we'll get over to season 3. All right, I think I got that saved. Let me just verify. Let's see, pitching, hitting.
Do you think, is there more variation in this than there is in like real baseball and like in an average season, do you think?
Not really, because I mean, I ran a lot of sims. If you guys saw my spreadsheet, you'll see, and pretty much it just like the results are pretty consistent from one block of sims to the other. I mean, it's actually very consistent.
Okay.
All right, let me pull up the league manager again. And it's always a good idea to confirm. Are you guys seeing league manager on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So let me erase the stats for season 2. And we should be back to 0-0. Yes, we are. All right, gentlemen, here we go. So far, one season each. Michael, you've had 2 great seasons, but nothing to show for it, unfortunately. So let's see if you can nail one of these. Teddy, you had a much better season. Jason, you're just kind of like plugging away at it. This is your first sim, so hopefully, whatever happens, you learn from it a little bit. All right, here we go. Season 3 underway. All right, obviously very early, but let's take a look. Early going, Michael with a half-game lead. It seems like we've seen that before. The question is, can Michael hold on? 20 games in, it's anybody's game, so we'll see. Right, box scores coming in fast and furious. Let's take another look. Derek ties Michael now. Jason is 7 out, Teddy 7.5, Steve out. So technically, everybody's still in it. We have 45 games played. We are approaching the All-Star break. Here we go. Let me just, you know what, I'm just going to pause it. We'll look at a few box scores too. We haven't done that actually. So let's do that. Let's shut down games end of day. All right, so we have a pause. Let's just take a look at the standings and we'll just see if we can take a look at some interesting box scores for a minute. All right, Michael with a 2-game lead over Derek. Teddy still in it. Jason and Steve are a little bit farther down, but technically Teddy's still in it. Derek right behind Michael, and we have 84 games played. So this could be another exciting ending here on this one. All right, let's just take a look here. Let's just see what we got here. Let me back up for a second here. I'm looking for some high-scoring games here, but I haven't seen that many. Here's one. 11-2. Michael beats Teddy.
McClung is in there. Okay.
Yep, there you go. The bullpen didn't do so well either. Flanagan pitched pretty nicely. Edmonds with a homer, Worth with a homer. Yeah.
Ruiz had 2 doubles.
There you go.
Do you do injuries? It says Brannon's out for 22 days.
No, if I didn't have that setting, because the setting that I have is just fatigue. So basically what happens in this scenario here is the micromanager ignores that message and will continue to play Brannion. The only problem is he might continue to play him a little fatigued. because one of the things that could have led to the injury is fatigue. So he'll continue to play him. If I had the setting set at injuries and fatigue, then he would be out for 22 games.
Mhm.
But I don't have that setting set in that manner.
So this flags it as an injury, but he leaves this game, right? Mullenix replaces him, but the next game he's available.
Correct. Exactly. Yeah. And actually, I could show you guys that that
Are
setting
most
real-
injuries caused by fatigue?
Generally, when you're playing with that setting, injuries and fatigue, if you overplay a player, yes, it will lead to injury. Yeah. Let me pull up the aim settings so you see what I mean. So notice, can you see the screen? Notice how I have fatigue only selected.
Yeah.
So if I had game injuries and fatigue, that would be another setting. And then usually most leagues, when they're doing an entire league, they do all injuries and fatigue. So if I had that set, he'd be out for 22 games. Yeah, but I just do the fatigue only. All right. Let's see if there's any other interesting box scores here. I feel like the last sim we did, Derek, we had a lot more like blowout games. This one, I don't see that many. Oh,
I
look at this one.
agree.
Yeah. So Derek, 11-0 over Teddy. What happened there? Teddy, what is going on with Halliday?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, his composite ERA is okay. That's fine. That's more or less what you'd expect, maybe a little better. But he didn't have a good game there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reynolds pitched a nice game. Yeah. Let's see. Gruber drives in 4. Nice game. Nice game from Reynolds. Let's see. Another shutout here of your team, Teddy. Let's see. 3-0. McClung doesn't pitch too badly. Hampton with a complete game from Jason. Nice.
Denson was the only one who hit in this one.
All right. Let's get back to the Sims. So let's see again. We are now right now we are at the 84 game mark, and Michael has a slim lead over Derek and a little bigger lead over Teddy, and then Jason and Steve are a little bit farther back. All right, here we go. Basically half the season played. All right, let's take a look. Derek jumps into the lead now. It was 2.5 Michael, now it's 2.5 Derek. Let's just keep it right here. This is really interesting. Derek, 5-game lead now over Michael.
Wow, Michael's gonna get a lot of second places, it looks like.
7.5 now over Michael. 3 over Michael. But we have a magic number now, 28. Oh, now it goes back up with a 9. What? Yeah. What huge swings, 4.5 now. Magic number of 12. 2, magic number of 9. 3, magic number of 3.
Wow.
Let's see if there's any rainouts. No rainouts. Final of season 3. Ooh, a tie, gentlemen. So now we're going to have to go to the run differential to decide a winner.
Oh, no.
Oh, this is awesome. All right, let me first.
Michael had a lot of 1-run wins there.
Oh boy, let me first save this. This is awesome. I know we don't have too many of these, by the way.
It's crazy that Steve won a season and now he lost.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah, yeah. But that just goes to show. I mean, if that one season that he won, he basically got lucky with some of those weak starting pitchers. Yeah. All right, let me record this information. So let's see, Derek 94, Michael 94, Teddy 84, Jason 70, and Steve 58. Jason, I forgot to mention, I love your comment the other day on the email. Is it a bad thing if I like everybody else's team? I
No
thought that
doubt.
was hilarious.
Yeah, my goal was to not finish last one season, so I've far exceeded my goal because I'm
You haven't finished last
fourth every
at all.
season. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
fourth every season.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I
Hey,
am
you
getting
gotta-
caught. I'm getting caught stealing a lot though, so I don't know if the Billy Martin thing worked out.
I think you're doing better than most people do in their first one.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
I
Absolutely.
watched a lot of videos. Not enough, but I watched a lot of them.
And thank you for that. You know, it's cool that you did that. All right, I got this saved. So now let's go over to that StatMaster screen because we need to figure out the run differential to see who the final winner is here. This is going to be interesting.
Have you ever had a tie in the record and the run differential?
No, never.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think if we do, I'm trying to remember what I used as the differentiator. It would be head to head would be the third tiebreaker.
Okay.
All right, let me go into the other module here. Well, first of all, let me save those stats or I'll forget and then I'll share it.
What do you guys think? Who do you think got the run differential?
Michael whipped me a bunch, so
Michael has more offense, so
I
you
was
think
gonna say he's got the better offense, and my pitching's kind of mediocre, so I have a feeling it's Michael, but we'll
but
have to
based
see.
on Michael's luck, it's probably Derek.
All right, let me
I
I have a
really
see.
want to
feeling,
see
I have a
the.
feeling it's pretty close.
I really want to see those Steve's stats from the first season. How his relief pitching did. When we send the package out, that'll be fun.
Yep.
I also noticed that Steve won 19 the first season. I said he needed 20, so he no, really it was Jason Worth who let me down that year, I have to say. That's those Philly guys for you.
Exactly.
Andy, I don't know if you were trying to, but I don't see StatMaster on the screen. If you're sharing
No,
it.
I'm saving it first and then I'm gonna go ahead and share it in a minute.
Okay.
Let me just make sure I have it saved on my end. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and somewhere 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right, let me share this screen and we'll do some math. All right, can you guys see the yellow screen?
Yeah.
All
Yep.
right, cool. All right, so let's see. So Michael scored 758 runs, so
I think Derek
758,
got it right.
and Michael gave up 662 runs.
Mm.
So that's a plus 96.
Yeah. So Derek had a plus more than that. 121 for Derek.
All right, because Derek's 755. Yeah. Minus 634. Yeah. 755 minus 634. Yeah. Good job, Derek. That's 2 seasons for you. Michael, boy, 3 second place finishes. All right.
I think the
We
tiebreaker
don't do
moving
the
forward.
I was gonna
The
say we don't do
tiebreaker
the
moving forward
tiebreaker
should
game.
be. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
We don't do a
Say-
tiebreaker game like the Yankees Red Sox in '78.
No tiebreaker game. No. That might be an interesting idea. Yeah, we just go straight on run differential. All right, let me just put a little note in here so I remember what that was. So Derek wins season 3.
Wow.
Yeah,
Michael with a lot of second places here.
yeah. Well, and look at Michael's average wins per season. He's actually number 1 in that. 89 to Derek's 87. Let me just put a note here. So that's plus 121. And
It's like
then
Cincinnati in the 81 with the split season. Right? They had the best overall record, but they didn't win the first or the second half.
exactly. Yeah, to this day, I think that was a dumb way to do that.
Agreed.
Dumb way to settle that season. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of teams that whoever won in the first half, they could tank in the second half. It didn't matter.
Right.
So it seems like either Michael or Derek could win this thing.
Well, I mean, right now they're the two front runners. So let's see how the rest of this goes. But definitely some heartbreaking stuff here for Michael so far. Let's see if he can get into the winning column here, because right now he's had 3 good seasons, 2 of them 90 or more wins, but nothing to show for it. All right. Let's get into season 4. All right, let me make sure I got this shared. All right, so confirming you can see the league manager screen.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let me wipe out season 3 stats. All right, gentlemen, here we go. Season 4. Right now, Derek has 2 seasons, Steve has 1. All right, obviously very early, but let's take a look. Michael, half a game lead over Jason. This is a familiar theme. Michael gets off to a hot start, I think, every season. 3 over Teddy, 6.5 over Steve. Derek, 7.5 out. Still very early though. All right, let's take a look. Michael tied with Teddy. Jason only 1 out after 49 games. Nicely done. Steve 6.5 out. Derek's having a little bit of a rough season, but still not out of it. 10 out. 47 played. All right, looks like we're approaching the All-Star break.
I think I just lost a bunch of games.
Let's take a look. Michael jumps into a commanding lead, relatively commanding, 6.5 over Teddy and Jason. Jason having a nice season. Steve and then Derek having probably your roughest season so far. Michael, nicely, 6.5. I think we'll just keep it in the standings right now. 7.5 game lead now from Michael over Teddy. Jason, a strong third. Steve and Derek not having a great season in this particular season. Michael, this one's looking good for you. 10 game lead over Teddy with 114 games played. 12.5 game lead now with a 26 magic number. The other 3 teams are falling out of it. 14 game lead with a 14 magic number. Magic number of 8. 2. And I think this is it. Michael, I think you got your first season. Let's see what the final tally is here.
Maybe he finished 0-20 and I finished 20-0 or something. We have
There
some
was one
rainouts,
rain out.
I think there were
Yeah.
a bunch of rainouts.
Yeah, there's a couple. Let's do those.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll take care of those right now. All right, let's run those so we get a final tally.
Holiday Steve. All right. Second one didn't go so well.
Let's pitch this shutout here. Yeah, see, that's what happens when towards the end of the season, it's possible there were some tired pitchers and Contreras pitched the entire game. One of the relief pitchers pitched the entire
3
game.
errors in 1 game. That's nice too.
Yeah, that won't help. All right, final tally, season 4. An impressive 97 victories from Michael. Congratulations, Michael. Nicely done.
Thank you. I wish they'd stretch it out a little bit and save some.
All right, let's tally that up
Steve's
there.
just getting crushed every season. Like he must have banged some garbage cans in season 1.
Yeah, so his guys must have gotten very lucky that first season. Yeah,
Everybody was on roids that year.
yeah. Let's see. Teddy, you had a nice season, 84 victories. Yeah,
Not too bad, yeah.
84. Derek, you got a little bit better as the year went on, but it definitely was not your best year. 76. Jason comes in at 72, and then Steve comes in at 71. All right. We got that saved, and let me go into the StatMaster program, save that, and we'll come back for season 5. Looks like we got ourselves a competitive World Series here. Very nice. All right. Let me see
The 1 year did we do 10 games or something? It was like a 4-3-2-1 or something.
It was the first one that Michael participated in. Yes, we did 10 seasons, and it ended up being, I think I won 4, Michael won 3, Teddy won 2, and then Scott won 1. And I thought somebody else won 1. Well,
I
know it was
thought I won
definitely
1, but I
yeah,
might be misremembering. But yeah, I
No.
believe it was 10 seasons.
yeah, well, it definitely was 10 seasons. Yes, yep. And it's interesting because in that auction, Michael followed a very similar theme to this auction. With the one big difference is he didn't have an ace pitcher in that auction, and this one he did. All right, let me save this stuff here.
Is that the one where you beat me by 1 game in the standings 1 year?
Correct. Yeah,
Great.
that was epic. 10 simulations. We've never done that again.
I think my pitching was stinky that year.
It was, but you had even more hitting in that
stinko.
team than you did with this
Yeah.
team.
I don't think I had a very good bullpen either.
So this is pitching for season 4. Save that.
Does this game allow you to pick if you wanted to, just let you pick ballparks?
It does, and there are par factors. I just feel like it would. I just want, in other words, I just want the auction to be about the pure numbers without having to factor in how you're going to price ballparks.
Yeah.
But it does give you some park factors. It's not a robust park factor effect, but it definitely has that capability. And maybe at some point I will try it. I just wanted to have it sort of like just the pure numbers produced by the hitters in a neutral environment.
I was going to say, I think if you allowed us to pick our ballpark, it would probably skew things too much.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know who a neutral manager would be, but we should all have the same micromanager if you really wanted to do the pure numbers thing.
Yeah, if we ever went that route, it in my mind it would definitely be Buck Miller too.
Billy Martin might be hurting Jason a little bit with his stolen base craziness.
Although it's interesting because Martin, I was mentioning this to Derek the other day. He is very aggressive, but he generally will only be like ultra aggressive when he's going up against a really bad catcher. So, well, we'll see. We'll see what the numbers say.
I swear someone had 22 steals and 29 caught stealing in that season 1 for Jason.
No, you might be right.
Do you remember that, Jason? Was it B Show? I don't remember.
Renteria was like 25 out of 45.
That's crazy.
I got 208 stolen bases in season 3, but I think I got caught about 100 times. So I don't have the best stealing percentage, that's for sure. Yeah, I've noticed that my one run record when I have some of my better closers at the beginning of the season is solid, and then by the end of the season, it's horrible. So I think my bullpen just falls apart as the season progresses.
That's a good observation. Yeah. All right.
Does the manager, are there any managers that save I don't know, like, I guess, because it seems like they're more intelligent about managing pitching than hitting is my impression. I guess.
No, I think they do a decent job. And
Because I would think that there should be a way to like, because I know that I'm not getting all my at bats out of Ruiz or Weeks, and I am getting a lot out of Denson, and I think there are ways to not do that, but the manager is obviously not
I think
managing that.
I think the way the workaround there, Teddy, would have been. I noticed that you did not put Ruiz and Weeks in both of your lineups. You only put them in, one either the lefty or the righty. I forget. I
Yeah.
think a better play for you there would have been to have them in both lineups, because when I was doing the test sims for you, I actually had them in both lineups, and they maxed out their at bats. But
Uh-huh.
when you split them up,
Okay.
the sim manager now is sort of like appropriating those at bats differently.
Was that a significant difference in my win totals, or?
No, not really. Maybe a couple of wins here and there, but in other words, the reason they're not getting maxed out is because you actually did not put them in both lineups.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to max because neither one of them had a full season's worth of plate appearances, so I was
Yeah,
hoping to get them all of the at bats they could get against lefties, and hoping it would just sort of automatically fill in the ones versus righties. But I guess
yeah.
that doesn't do that.
And for me, you guys, so for example, when I give you guys like suggestions or hints, I'm trying to be selective about what I tell you and don't tell you, only because it's your team. If you do something that I think is going to be like really horrendous for your team, I will tell you. But if it's something that I feel like it could go either way, or it's ultimately your choice as the manager, then I won't tell you. So for me, it's it depends. Like I have to like pick and choose what I tell you. If it's something that's
Yeah.
horrific that I know is a huge mistake, I will definitely tell you.
I appreciate that
Yeah,
because it's, we're all pretty new. I mean, Teddy and Jason and I haven't really played this too much. I mean,
yeah,
so
no, absolutely. I mean, there's been times where people have picked a manager that just was not good for their team, and I've told them. All right, here we go. Let me erase season 4. All right, here we go. 0-0, season 5. We got a good one going here. All right, very early, but let's take a look. Michael, we keep seeing the same theme. Early on lead, half a game lead over Teddy. Everybody's still in it. Everybody else is about 3 back. We got 20 games played there.
I saw a 15-14 game there.
Slugfest. All right, let's see. We should be past the 40 game mark, I think. Actually, right at 40, Michael with a 1 game lead over Teddy, and everybody else is still in it, really. It's anybody's season here. And here we go. We are right about past the All-Star break. Let's take a look. Or close to the All-Star break. Teddy jumps over Michael now with that same half game lead, but really everybody is still in it in this one. We should be getting close to the 100 game mark. Let's see. Yep, 101 get played. Michael jumps into the lead. Teddy right on the heels. Steve and Derek still in it. Jason falling back. All right, let's just keep it in the standings right now. Let's see. Teddy opens it up to 6 games now with a magic number over Michael. 7.5 now, Teddy. 24 Magic. Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Derek jumps into second. Magic number of 17.
My team is
Michael,
not
5.5.
not meant for the end of the year.
Uh-oh. Let's see.
Oh.
2.5. Magic number of 9. 2.5. Magic number 2. Teddy, I think you got it.
No.
Let's see. Any rainouts? Well, you're in it. I don't think it's going to matter, though.
Steve versus Steve. Okay. All
All
right.
right, here we go. You won it. So the final tally, season 5. There you go. Teddy wins his first season. We got ourselves quite a simulation here. I wonder if we're going to give the 10 sim World Series a run here. All right, let me save this.
Might have to clear my schedule for tomorrow.
All right, Teddy 85. Derek, good season at 82.
Yeah, 85 that's got to be about as low as of a winning
It's
win total.
definitely a squeaker, but it's a win.
Yeah, that's my
Michael-
best. That's my best season, Teddy.
Yeah, that was
I got
we're all
last
just
place.
we're all right
Yeah.
there. We're all almost
Yeah.
tied there.
78 and 75. All right. So let's see. After 5 seasons, we have Michael with 1 season, Derek with 2, and Steve with 1, and Teddy with 1. Wow. Okay. This is pretty cool. All right. Let's save this, and let me go back and save season 5, and we'll come back to do season 6. I might need to add a few more columns here. All right. Let's see. So this is going to be season I'm saving.
And I think Michael and I were in that one where there were 10 seasons, right?
Michael was, you know what? I cannot remember. Yes, you were. Yes, Michael won 3.
Yeah, I think you won it. You won it with 4, and Michael had 3,
correct.
and I had 2. I think
You had 2, and then I think Scott had 1, and Derek had 1. Yep.
Okay, I thought Michael had 3, but maybe not.
No. Michael did have 3. Yeah. It was. I had 4. Michael had 3. You had 2, and then Scott and Derek each had 1.
Wouldn't that be 11?
Oh, good point. Yeah. No, but it could be 11. I mean, in a in a multi-year sim like this, it could be.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Let me save this, and we'll come back. Yeah, you got me curious. I might need to pull up that season. I just can't remember which one it was exactly, but I'm going to look at it now as soon as we're done. All right, let me just save this, or I will forget
I
it.
think that might have been the first one I was in.
I think you might be right.
First or second.
All right, let's see. Batting, pitching, and the summary. All right, got this saved. Let's go back. Let's see. Let's make sure we have the league screen shared again. Let's see. Yep, good. All right, here we go. So confirming you guys can see the league screen?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Let me reset these stats and we'll get going with season 6. All right, perfect. All right, here we go. All right, let's take a look. Early going. Derek jumps into the lead over Michael and Teddy in the 5-ish range, and then Jason and Steve in the 6 range. So still everybody in it after 20 games, 21 games. All right, hard to tell what's going on there, so let's take a look.
I've lost a lot.
Derek holding on to the lead over Michael with 4. Teddy did slide back, but you're still only at 6, Teddy. Jason's at 10. Steve's having a decent year, only 5 back.
Yeah, Teddy lost 10 in a row there.
Wow. All right, looks like we are around the All-Star break. Let's see if Derek can still hold on to that lead. Yes, indeed, but only half a game now over Michael. Steve's only 1.5 out. Look at this. Really, again, anybody can win this one. All right, this one's close. Let's just keep it in the standings for the rest of this. Derek holding on, expanded the lead to 4.5. Steve 8, Teddy 8, Jason 12. Derek, 1-game lead now over Michael. 4.5 over Teddy. 1 and 4. No magic number yet. Michael jumps into the lead. 3.5 over Derek. We have a magic number of now, and Teddy's only 6 out. 2.5. Derek cut into the lead a little bit. Magic number 26. Teddy is 6 out. Let's just focus on those 3 teams. 2-game lead. Magic number of 14. Teddy 6 out. Steve 8.5 out. Magic number of 3, Michael.
Wow.
Let's see if we have any rainouts. No rainouts. So final tally in season 6. Michael with a slim victory. Look at this. Steve 2 out. Steve made a furious run at the end there. Derek 4 out and Teddy 4 out. Wow, that was competitive. And Jason, this might have actually been your least competitive season, this one, I think. Let's see. Right, let me tally this. So Michael 86. Steve 84. Derek 80. Derek and Teddy 82. And then Jason 66 on this one. Let me just highlight this. All right. Very competitive. So after season 6, we have Michael with 2 seasons 1, Derek with 2 seasons 1, Teddy with 1, and Steve with 1. All right. Michael, nice job with your average wins there, 89, and you're averaging almost 90 victories per season. Right. And then Derek is at 84, and then Teddy's at 81. So good job, you guys. You're all 3 of you are over 80. All right, let me save season 6 and we'll come back to season 7.
Have you ever tried, if you have a team of like extra pitchers and extra hitters, how many games they win?
I have not. That's an interesting idea. But wait, are you saying like having
Like only like 550 OPS guys and then like 3 grade 3 pitchers.
and then having that team go up against like a good team, you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's something to try. I'm curious. You know what? I'm sure they'll win, their fair share of games. Just on pure randomness.
Maybe like 20 something. I don't know.
Yeah. I read an article a little while back. I forget who did it now, but they did a similar thing to what you just alluded to, where they took the 1962 Mets, the team that lost 120 games, and they played them against the 75 or the 76 Reds, and that crappy Met team still ended up winning like, I don't know, 30 games or something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a huge amount of randomness. So even a really bad team can still beat a good team on any given day.
Well, the White Sox actually tried that last year.
Good point.
And I think the White Sox got even worse this offseason.
I would have to agree. I don't honestly know who they got that would really
Well, they
you
traded
know,
away
help.
Garrett Crochet, who was definitely their best player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Moncada's on the Angels now. I don't even remember who they. Yeah, if they picked up anybody really, but
I don't think so.
Yeah, they're basically a AAA team. All right. All that is saved. So let's see, we have 6 seasons in the books. Here we go with season 7. Let's pull up this. All right. We are ready to go here. Let me wipe out these stats. All right, guys, here we go. Very, very competitive simulations here. All right, let's take a look to see who's got the early lead here. Michael again. I feel like I see that almost in every season where you get off to that half-game lead. But still very close, obviously, anybody's game after 20 played. All right, let's take a peek in here. Michael still with the lead, a little bit more now, 2.5 over Steve, 4.5 over Jason, 6.5 over Derek, Teddy falling behind though. So we have 51 games played. And we are past the All-Star break. Let's see what we got. Michael opening it up, 6.5 now. Let's just keep it right here for now. Derek still within striking distance. Everybody else falling behind though. Uh-oh, 11-game lead now for Michael. It looks like Michael's players said, you know what? We are done with second place.
Don't jinx it. I don't like that Derek Bain guy. He'll come up with 9 games here all of a sudden. Be like
doesn't
6
look
up
like
right
it.
now.
Not this,
Yeah,
not this
no.
year. It doesn't look like it.
No, this one looks like you might be making a run at 100 victories, actually. Yeah, this is commanding. 18 over Steve. Magic number of 21. Magic number of 16. 130 played. 136 played. All right, you clinched. I don't think you'll make it to 100 though. Still going to be an awesome season. But I might be wrong. Let's see. So no rainouts. Final tally. Close. That's your second 97 win season. Very nice. Well done. All right, dominant season for you on this one. Let's save this. So season 7 belongs to you. 97. Derek is at 70. Derek and Steve at 76.
Derek had 78.
Oh, sorry, 70 and Steve 76.
Yeah.
All right, Derek 78. Steve 76. Teddy 75. Jason 74. All right, got that saved, and let me save the Statmaster stuff, and we'll come back for season 8. All right, so it looks like Michael we have at 3 seasons, Derek at 2, Teddy at 1, and Steve at 1. All right, here we go. Let me save this. Season 7.
I'm told that Dave Steve just sustained a career-ending injury and will be missing 3 seasons.
No.
All right, I got all this saved. Let me go back to League Manager. All right, let me reset these stats and we will do season 8. All right, so we need a victory from someone to prolong this, because if Michael wins this one, he is the champion. In impressive fashion, because he did not win any of the first 3 seasons, actually finished second in all of them, and then has come back and won 3 out of the last 4. So let's see if Michael can put it away, or if Teddy, Derek, or Steve or Jason can put a roadblock into it. Let's see. Here we go. Season 8 underway. All right, in the early going, let's see what we have. Jason in the lead, 12-7 after 19 games. Michael is second, Derek third, and then Steve and Teddy a little bit farther down. All right, let's check in. Let's see where we're at. Michael jumps into the lead now. Derek 6 out and Jason 7. The other 2 teams are falling behind. Let's take another look. Uh-oh, 3.5. Jason says not so fast, and same as Derek. He's like, nope, not so fast, Michael. You know what? Let's just keep it right here, you guys. 5.5 over Jason, 6.5 over Derek. 7.5 now over Derek, and 8 over Jason. Steve and Teddy have fallen behind in this one. Uh-oh, Michael, 11 now, opening it up. Michael is smelling the championship, I think. 13 now. 11.5. 11 and 15 over Jason. Still 11, just very, very steady. Same number. We have a magic number now. It's down to 10.5. Uh-oh, 7.5. 26 magic now. Derek making a run. Nope, 8, magic number of 18. Still looking good for you, Michael. Yeah, looking good. Magic number of 6. Magic number of 1. And that should do it. Let's see if there's any rainouts. We might have a couple. 1. And the final in season 8, I think this is only the second or third that we've gone to 8 seasons. Again, the 10th season one was the most, but then we've had a couple of 8s, including this one. Final tally. Michael, 93 victories. Congratulations to Michael Daines, his
Almost
first
choked it away
Sim
there.
Auction Championship. Nicely done, Michael.
Yeah, awesome. Congrats.
Thank you.
It made it interesting at the end there. Got it down to 5.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
you did.
Yeah. A few more games and you don't know what could have happened there. Yeah, that was good. Derek, terrific season by you, though. Let's see, you averaged 84 victories. Great job. Let's see, and then Steve is at 76, Jason's at 75. And then Teddy was at 68 rather. So Teddy, I think
Tough
that
final year there.
Yeah, that was, yeah, you started with a bad year and you ended with a bad year. And then Steve was at 76. So Teddy, you averaged 78, which is about what you averaged in my test sims. Actually, really, all this played out pretty much the way that it did in the test sims. Jason, I gotta say, you know, and Teddy mentioned this before. Usually, the first timers are usually under 70 victories. So nice job of being over 70 and kind of keeping it very consistent. Yeah,
We tried.
yeah. Let me save this, you guys, and then we are going to take a look at the stats for this last season. All right, let me just save this. All right, let me share this screen and we'll take a look at the stats for the final season, and then I will get busy putting together all this in a nice Excel package for you guys. Let me share this. All right, confirming, can you see the yellow screen?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let me sort the pitching by innings pitched. All right, that's more like the holiday you expected, Teddy. Yep, 2.99 ERA.
Yeah,
Jason,
something else must have been a disaster that year.
yeah, because it wasn't him.
The pitching
Sabat,
looks like it did okay.
yeah, Sabathia pitched well too.
Oh,
Molina,
McClung was horrific. Wow.
where do you see him?
McClung and Kendrick there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Let's just point out Dave's Steve that year.
Very nice.
Doesn't get
Twen-
enough recognition. Even if Jimmy Key sucked and he picked up
Yeah.
slack.
Yep, 23-6, 285. Very nice. Yeah, good stuff. Let me see what we have here. Yeah, McClung did not do you any favors. 7.74 ERA.
I got a decent year out of Matt Morris that time around. 13 wins, 3.38 ERA.
Yeah, it's always nice when your fifth starter doesn't destroy you.
I can't figure out why. I can't figure out why my manager's starting Supon like 19 to 24 times a game. It's like he just decided to go with a 5-man rotation, I guess.
No, it's that your 4-man rotation was not it wasn't going to be enough to keep those guys rested. So inevitably, at some point, he's got to go to a fifth. So in other words, you went with a 4, but that doesn't mean that those guys were just going to be your only starting pitchers. Now, the benefit of doing a 4 is that it'll max out your top 4 guys, but the game will still restrict the usage to how many batters they faced in real life. So the moment they hit their batters face threshold, the sim manager will have to dig for another starter. So the benefit of doing 4 is that you max out the 4. If you do 5, it spreads the innings through 5. Now, if you have 5 good starters, that doesn't matter. But if you don't,
Right.
then it's an impact. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that he pushed the 4 starters above their
Their true life
real
thresholds,
innings pitched by about 15, 20 innings. So
which is about what you'd get out of the max. And then he's got to go.
Yeah,
He's
so
got to
gotta
dip
go to
into
somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely needed more pitching.
Yeah. And you'll be able to visualize this a little bit more too when I send you the packet, because you'll be able to compare the seasons. All right, that covers the pitching. Let's take a look at the qualitative hitting. All right, so OPS, let's see. Look at this. Everett leading the way instead of the big boys. Great year from Everett. Bagwell, as expected. McGriff, that platoon factor wasn't as impactful as I thought it was going to be. Pujols, great year there. Walker, Edmonds. Roland, it looks like he was impacted by that platoon a bit because that's probably what, about 100 points less than real life.
Yeah, that's his versus right-handed pitching
Yeah,
split. Maybe a little lower.
Yeah, so he was impacted a little bit there. Let me see if
Jason
anybody
Ward
did.
stunk it up again.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. I'm curious to see what his average will be because it should be better than that. But that's two seasons he hasn't performed well.
That we know about. We didn't check the other ones.
Right,
So could have
right,
had some
yeah.
other ones.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what his average for all 8 is.
Where's Victorino? Let's see him again.
Victorino, let's see.
Yeah, that's right.
See if he was able to pull off another one. Not this time.
Mm-mm.
Biggio stunk that season.
Yeah, he's not much better than Utley with the bat.
So did Utley.
appears.
Basically, don't pick Philly guys, I guess.
I guess.
What did
Victorino's
Everett,
way
what did
down there.
Everett
He
do
was
again?
bottom almost.
Was Everett at the top of the list there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Everett was
he-
one.
top.
He
Okay.
was fantastic.
Yeah.
There's Victorino way down there.
So how did I do so badly if Halladay had a good season? I guess it was just the fourth and fifth starter.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, that's two out of 5 will hurt you for sure. All right, so that covers the qualitative. Let's take a look at the quantity stuff. Pujols again leading the way in home runs, 47. Several guys with 40 plus.
Bagwell had 129 RBIs leading off.
Nice.
Wow.
That is great. On the stolen base front, wow, looks like Everett did it all. Look at this.
Jeez.
40 and 7. Tony Fernandez, 32 and 4. Victorino might not have hit well, but he stole well, 49 and 13. Womack 43 and 9. So there's some good percentage space stealers in this auction. All right. And then of course the summary, which tells this the sort of like the cumulative story here. It's hard to beat Michael's team because we know he's got the hitting, but if he comes in first or second in pitching, it's just going to be very difficult to beat him. And he rounds it off with a nice fielding team as well. So when you got the 3-headed monster there, it's going to be tough to beat his team.
I put together 140 errors. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to illustrate to you. That because that's a pretty big difference between, say, Jason's team and your team. That's a difference of 54 errors. That's a lot.
It's like I had the pitching this season, but my hitting just tanked.
Yeah. I would say that this might have been one of your better, overall pitching teams. Yeah.
Definitely. I'm learning slowly.
I know you love that hitting though. All right, let me stop sharing this. All right, guys. Well, that was fun, Michael. Congratulations, Derek. Congratulations to you two on a really good season. Teddy, it was sort of like a so-so season for you. And Jason, honestly, for this being your first sim auction, I thought you did pretty well. So guys, I got a bunch of fantasy baseball drafts coming. I know Derek and I will be in one this Saturday, right, Derek?
Yes. And
Yeah.
Teddy, you're in that one too, or no?
Yeah, I think I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. So I know I got a bunch coming up, so I'm going to probably take a break from the sim auctions for a little bit, probably through March. But my game plan is to come back and get into it throughout the year. So probably in April, you'll be getting an email from me to see if you're interested in doing a few more of these. And maybe I could pull off one a month, which is my goal, to try to do that. I might stay with that, Hall of Fame theme, randomizing it a little bit so we can get, Hall of Famers from different eras. But certainly if there's a team that you would want to use in a sim auction, let me know and we'll put it in there. So just let me know if there's a team that you absolutely want to see, we can do it. So because I got every season. So but anyway, thank you for your participation. And again, Michael, nicely done. Congratulations.
Congrats, Michael.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Take
All
care,
right,
everybody.
guys.
Thanks.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'll be in touch.
well done.
Take care.
All right.
Okay.
Good job, everybody. Yep.
Bye.